How many people, that's the way you're thinking about this right now? That's what's popping up in your brain, the traditional mindset. The traditional mindset of like, I got to buy the thing, I don't have it. Or I got to borrow money and have a loan and this, and what if I fail and I don't know what I'm doing and this, and marketing and filling up the place and running the, oh my God. What's up, Leela? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you for being authentic and genuine, saying, hey, I'm one of those people that doesn't have any money. Can I tell you where I would go if I were you?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people here are new to me, and so they don't know I've built a massive company. I have the largest real estate and investing community in the world. Nobody's even remotely close. I'm probably the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth place largest real estate community in the world by far. How many people have paid for mentorships in the past that like 20,000, 30,000, and they didn't do anything for you? Guys, what I give away for free is more valuable than anything you've ever paid for. Education should be free. ChatGPT, the problem with this is that you guys could ask ChatGPT any question. It's still not going to help you get a deal done. I give away all the education for free because that's not what gets people a deal. That's not what gets people out of their situation. Alignment and partnering and giving people resources they don't have access to beyond information is what moves the needle. Okay. Leela, have I given you a resource that nobody else on the planet has given to you?
Yes, you have.
Okay. I want to talk about some big stuff. One of the deals I'm working on right now is a company called Funbox. Okay. Funbox is a franchise that is basically all about kids' playgrounds. Pretty cool. And it's indoor and outdoor kids' playgrounds. We're going to go look at some of these online. Okay. Funbox franchise or funbox.com. And you guys can go there. I don't want you to go buy one of these. I just want you to know I think differently. I'm very creative about how I go and buy businesses or get involved in businesses with no money out of my pocket. This is Funbox. As you guys can see, you go to Funbox, and Funbox is, let's see, find a park near you. Okay, so there's these cool parks, and there's one right here in Mesa, Arizona. And I'm going to be opening up 3 more in Chandler, like down in this area and over on the west side. So we are opening these locations. Okay, so check this out. Pretty expensive, right? Franchise fee is $75,000. That sucks. Investment range is $665,000 to $1.5 million. That's a lot of money. Okay. But here's the thing. These things rent money. They bring in about $2 million a year. Okay. They bring in about $2 million a year, and you net around $700,000 to $1 million. Okay. So let's look at the profit. Net income in 1 year, $785,000. That's after employees, payroll. That's after royalties. That's after everything. $785,000 on one location. How many people wish they could have one of these locations? Just one. Am I going to tell you to go out and buy a Funbox franchise? No. I'm giving you understanding that you can get control and ownership of these without having to buy one. Right now, everybody's thinking, okay, I don't have the money to buy the franchise. What does that cost to hire the employees? I got to train them. I got to be there on site. I got to do this. How many people, that's the way you're thinking about this right now? That's what's popping up in your brain, the traditional mindset. The traditional mindset of like, I got to buy the thing, I don't have it. Or I got to borrow money and have a loan and this, and what if I fail and I don't know what I'm doing and this, and marketing and filling up the place and running the, oh my gosh. All right, so let's go into this. So originally when I was going to buy a Funbox, I actually inquired, I went to a Funbox location, and I went there for one of my daughter's friend's birthday party. So Corbin is my daughter, and we went there for a birthday party. I thought, as a business owner, wow, this is a really cool place. It's completely full of kids. This thing looks like it's printing money. I went online, I researched, I saw that article of somebody making $750,000 net in their pocket. And I immediately was like, okay. And I went, even for me, I'm a creative guy. I went to the traditional thought process of, I got to go buy this, a franchise, a this, that, and the other, whatever. Then I called the franchise owner. Okay. They're in Dubai, and they flew out to meet me in Mesa, Arizona, because they were excited because I have a big brand. And they're like, oh my gosh, it'd be so great if you owned one of these locations. We could help you. We want you on all of our marketing. And still, I still had to come up with the money for the franchise fee. I still had to come up with the money to buy it, which is $1 million to renovate, get the payroll in the bank account, front load expenses, all of those types of things. You guys understand. And then I would still have to operate and have about 25 employees that are all the age of 18 to maybe 25 years old? How many people feel like that's something you want to do right now? You want to go have 25 employees that are 18 to 25 years old, that are high schoolers, that don't show up half the time and are making out with each other in the break room and causing trouble and all of those types of things. That's a challenging business that's really meant for somebody else. My team came to me and said, hey, we don't want to buy this deal. We don't want to be involved in this at all. And I said, okay, well, that sucks. And so I stopped. And I asked myself the same question. I want you guys to think differently, okay? So the traditional mindset is what's really killed a lot of our fun, creative processes. I think God made us to be creative. So what I asked myself is this question. If I had to do this with zero operations, okay, zero my own money, and get ownership passively, what would I do? Pretty simple. Okay, it's a simple answer, but it's an even simpler question. If I had to do this with zero operations, I don't want to operate it. I don't want to deal with anything. Okay, well, that takes finding an operator that would be able to handle this. Where do I find that person? That sounds challenging. And oh my gosh, anything challenging nowadays, people just don't want to do. Okay, this is what I did differently. Instead of me buying a franchise, I went to the Mesa location and I talked to the gentleman. His name is Michael. And I said, Michael, you're killing it. You have 3 locations and you're making really good money, but what is your biggest pain point and how can I help? He says to me, well, Pace, when I bought these 3 locations, I borrowed money. He didn't know how to raise capital. He didn't know how to control capital. So he borrowed money and he gave away 90% ownership to friends and family to get started. So most of the profit of these franchises that he owns are actually going to friends and family. And I said, okay, well, what would solve your problem? He says, well, I want to open up 3 more locations, but I don't have the money to do it because I've used all my friends and family's money to do these deals. And I don't know how to raise capital. I'm like, ooh, I know how to control money. I know where money comes from. I know how to insert myself in the situation and do what we would call wedge myself in with no money. And so I went to Michael and I said, Michael, how much money would you need for these 3 locations to open these 3 locations? And he tells me $1 million. I need $1 million and I'll roll it every 18 months to open up a new location. I go, great. Listen to the way I asked this question. I said, if I were to bring you that money, Pace brings you that $1 million. This is not my money, by the way. But if I were to bring you this $1 million, what percentage of the company would you give me? Now, remember, how much did he give to friends and family because he didn't know how to raise capital? How much did he give away? Okay, so he's making a couple $100,000 a year. It pays for his expenses and all of that kind of stuff. So what do you think he told me when I was negotiating with him on bringing $1 million? He told me, Pace, if you could take 60% ownership of the next 3 locations, I would take 40% and I would run them 100%. So I just structured a deal where I am taking 60% by bringing $1 million. Now listen to the way this is even structured even better. I'm bringing the $1 million. It's coming from somebody else. It's coming from what we would call a family office. The family office is bringing in $1 million and I'm partnering with Michael. He's getting 40%. He's running the whole business. He already has and runs the business currently. You've got Pace. And what is Pace getting in ownership, guys? Pace is taking 45% ownership, and then Pace is giving 15% ownership to the family office. So the family office is bringing the money. Michael's bringing the operations. What am I bringing to the table? I'm bringing my understanding of how money works. That's what I'm bringing. I'm not operating the business. I'm not running anything. Now let's think about this. Each location, I just showed you online what they make. Each location nets about $750,000 a year in profit. That's not revenue, that's profit. If we have 3 locations together, we are profiting let's just call it $2.2 million a year on 3 locations. How much am I taking home from structuring the deal this way? I will bring in $1.012 million on a yearly basis. How many employees do I have to hire and fire? How much marketing do I have to do? How many times do I have to stop by the business? How many times do I have to get involved in anything whatsoever? Now, the cool thing is the family office, they have their own attorneys. And so they'll be watching the finances. They'll be involved in the financial meetings. Okay. All of this is being handled by everybody else. Does this make sense to you? Do you now think maybe a little bit differently? I'm not saying you could do this today, but what if you brought that type of deal to me and I gave you 10% of that? I gave you 20% of that. You brought these types of deals to me. I help structure them. My team runs them. So think about this. Is this a big eye opener for all of you guys to stop thinking like, I need to save money and get credit and put money into a deal and do the thing and go to the bank and do the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All the things that you've been told are lies because rich people want to keep you as an employee. They want to keep you as an employee. If I got this deal at 45% and you brought this deal to me and I gave you just 10% of this deal, how much are you guys taking home yearly for introducing this deal to me? You're taking home a little over $200,000 a year. If I have no involvement on a daily basis, how much daily involvement do you have? Is there a website that Michael could have gone to? Okay, so Michael's the guy that runs the Mesa store right now. Is there a website he could have gone to solve this problem? Is there an easy place for him to go and get this type of capital? No. It's the access to capital that is the easiest part of every single business, whether it's real estate, business, whatever it is. You don't really need to know much, right? You need to know, where do I find these types of opportunities? And where are these people looking for people like me to come and put the glue together?